St Abbs is a small fishing village on the southeastern coast of Scotland, within the Coldingham parish of Berwickshire. The village was originally known as Coldingham Shore, the name St Abbs being adopted in the 1890s. The new name was derived from St Abbs Head, a rocky promontory located to the north of the village, itself named after the 7th century St Æbbe of Coldingham. History. St Abbs was originally called Coldingham Shore. Prior to any buildings, the fishermen who worked the boats from the beach resided at Fisher's Brae in Coldingham. These fishermen had to carry the fishing gear the 1.5 miles down a path. The path is now known as the Creel Path. Creel is the local name for an obstapot. The first building in St Abbs was constructed about the middle of the 18th century, followed later by a row of 5 cottages. This first row of houses were constructed in a traditional Scottish style with a central fire and a wide chimney. The walls were constructed of flat and clay, a framework of wood interlaced with straw and daubed over with moist clay. By 1832 it is recorded that the inhabitants of the shore comprised 16 families, who with 20 others residing in Coldingham, obtained their livelihood by fishing. In addition to these, 30 people proceeded annually to the north for the herring fishing, which gave employment for 14 boats from the village. The village was renamed at the end of the 19th century by the then Laird, Andrew Usher. In November 1907, the Member of Parliament for Berwickshire, Harold Tennant, announced that the Royal National Lifeboat Society had agreed to supply St Abbs with a lifeboat, and that the Board of Trade had also agreed to place life-saving apparatus at St Abbs as soon as possible. On the 5th of September 1914, HMS Pathfinder was sunk off St Abbs Head by the German U-21, the first Royal Navy ship to be sunk by a U-boat. St Abbs was the main subject of the book, Ebb Tide, Adrift on the Waves of Memory with the Fisher Folk of Berwickshire, by Will Wilson. Diving. St Abbs is a popular site for scuba divers. The sea around the village is unusually clear, in contrast to the more silt-laden coastal waters further to the north of south. These clear waters and the spectacular underwater scenery resulted in Britain's first voluntary marine reserve being established at St Abbs. The marine reserve was established on the 18th of August 1984 by David Bellamy. Shore diving to a depth of about 15 meters is possible from the rocks on the outside of the harbour wall. It is common for trainees to do initial sea dives here. The double archway at Cathedral Rock is just 50 meters from the shore. Several small, nearby rocky islands, such as Big Green Carr, Broad Craig, and Little Carr, are near to the harbour and easily can be circumnavigated underwater. A new visitor centre was opened in St Abbs in March 2011. People from St Abbs. William Dixon, FRSE, chemist and educator.